Next, I'm going to look at conversions in percentages and fractions. Now, remember, a percentage is just another way of counting part of the whole, like we saw in the example of pieces. So we can represent that as a decimal, or we can represent it as a fraction, and as well you can represent it as a percentage. So now let's look at how to convert a percent to a fraction. Now, example 1. Change 14% to a fraction. So suppose you are asked to change 14% to a fraction. What you're going to do here is, we know that percent means per 100. So basically 14% will be equivalent to 14 over 100. Now we can simplify this because 100 is a multiple of 2 and 14 is a multiple of 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2. That will give us 7 over 50. Over 50, not 15. And that is a fraction that's equivalent to 14%. Now change 72% to a fraction. Again, remember, percent means per 100. So 72% is equivalent to 72 over 100. And both of these guys are multiples of 4. So divide by 4, divide by 4. What you'll end up with is 18 over 25. And that's a fraction that's equivalent to 72%. To convert a percent to a decimal, just move the decimal 2 places to the left and remove the percentage sign. So what I mean here is, the decimal, if you have a number like 34, the decimal is to the right just after 4. So move it to the left 2 places. So 1, 2. You'll have 0.34. Same thing here, 1, 2. And then you'll have 0.03. So these are decimals that are equivalent to those percentages. To convert a decimal to a percentage, just move the decimal 2 places to the right and add a percentage sign. So that's basically the opposite to what we did previously. So 1, 2, 76%. 1, 2, 6%. Convert a fraction to a percentage. Now, there are 2 steps depending on the question that you have. Now, these are general steps, remember. Step 1, convert the fraction to a decimal. And then step 2, convert the decimal to a percentage. So, like I said, this is just a general method. So I'll call it method 1 for this particular example. So we can convert 2/5 to a decimal by division. So if you use the division sign, 2 goes inside, 5 goes outside. But because 5 cannot go into 2, you write a 0 and a decimal, you add a 0. 5 goes into 20 4 times, you write it. 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. And then you subtract that, you end up with 0, which means that 2 over 5 is equivalent to 0.4. And as you know, if we convert 0.4 to a percentage, you move the decimal 2 places to the right and we add a percentage sign. So that will be 40%. So that's method 1. Method 2, and this is method 2 is one that you can easily depends on the denominator of the fraction. If the denominator is a multiple of 5, then you can easily use method 2. So for example, if we have 2 over 5, not really a multiple of 5, but a factor of 100. If the denominator is a factor of 100, then you can easily use method 2. So for example, if you have 2 over 5, now a fraction that is equivalent to 2 over 5, we need to find a fraction that's equivalent to 2 over 5 whereby the denominator is 100. Now what we can do is we can multiply each of these guys by 20. Why? Because we know that 5 multiplied by 20 is 100, which gives us the numerator of 40. And because you know that from the definition of a percentage means per 100, that means that 40 over 100 is equivalent to 40%. So you can use either method 1 or method 2 depending on the question that you're given. All right. Example 2. Convert 2 over 3 to a percent. Step 1 is convert it to decimal. So 2, 3 outside. 3 cannot go into 2, so 0 point, you add a 0. 3 goes into 20 how many times? 6 times, that will be 18. Subtract, you get 2, you add 0. 3 goes into 20 again 6 times. 6 times 3, 18. Subtract, you get 2, you add 0. 6 goes into 20 6 times again. And you can see that this is actually a recurring decimal. So basically what you're saying here is 2/3 is 0.666 all the way. And well, we can round this to 0.667 to 2 decimal places. Right? Remember, in most exam questions, they'll ask you to round to this number of decimal places. Well, and this is equivalent to 66.7%.